Hey there team, welcome to this video where we're going to show you 3 quick and easy ways to unclog a toilet, including one way that you've never seen before. So these methods work best for your normal organic blockages, and they will be much less effective for anything really solid that's been flushed down the toilet, like if your kid takes a toy and flushes it down. In the case of a really severe blockage, you might have to resort to using a specialized toilet auger or calling a plumber. But with these 3 ways of unclogging a toilet, we're hoping to avoid all of that. So method number 1 just involves adding extra water to the bowl in order to increase the pressure to push the blockage through. Now if you want to, you could get an extra basin or a bucket and dump the water in, but by far it's easier just to use the water that accumulates in the tank behind your toilet. Now, the problem is when you have a blockage, if you press the large one or if you press either one all the way down, it's going to add a lot of water and that could cause an overflow, which you don't want. So you want to go nice and slow. I'm going to pick my smallest button here and I'm going to gently press it until I see water starting to be added to the bowl and the level of the water will rise in there. I'm not pressing it all the way down because that's going to dump in a lot of water. It could cause an overflow. I'm going to slowly increase the amount of water in the bowl. Sometimes I'll increase it even all the way up to the top here. But the key is to go nice and slow. And this is going to relieve 60 to 70% of your blockages. Sometimes you might have to do it a couple times, so you can leave it high. There we go. Toilet unclog. Alright, we're going to jump now right to method number 3. And there's a reason I'm jumping ahead. This one will probably be somewhat familiar to you, but number 2 is very similar as well. So this one involves your regular toilet plunger. You want one that's kind of shaped like this so it fits well in the hole of the bowl. And some people will use this improperly, so even on some of the videos out there you will see large motions, like you have to really force it back and forth. But actually the key is to get it sunk down there, as I'm going to show you. And the key is tiny little pulsations in and out, just to wiggle the blockage using the water pressure back and forth, and that's going to clear it out. Okay, so we're going to slowly go in. We're going to try and get some of the air out of there so there's not too many bubbles, but there generally will be bubbles. That's why this is method number 3. You kind of want to use this last because it's going to be a little bit messier than everything else. There will be some bubbles, might splash out a little bit. Once you have it sunk down, now is when you want to start doing those tiny little pulsations, back and forth, back and forth. You don't need to go deep in and out, just back and forth slowly. I'm going maybe ½ inch to 1 inch. We'll see if we had any luck. Nope. So we're going to readjust the angle, make sure the air is squeezed out, and then back and forth. And sometimes you're going to get splashing, so you can readjust your angle to avoid the splashing. Sometimes I'll tie this in, so having a little bit extra water pressure is not a bad thing. So we go back to method 1, add a little bit extra water. Now I've got more water pressure. I can use my plunger. There we go. Blockage relief. This one's a little bit messier because now you have to clean this up, usually in your tub or shower. It's a little bit more messy. Alright, now we're going to get to method number 2. This is the one you've never seen before. It is kind of like number 3, that's why I showed 3 first. It's got the pulsations, but it uses a different tool, one that's a little bit easier to clean and a little bit more available. It's typically this little scrub brush here. So you may have one of these around, a couple of them. They're good for cleaning your toilets anyways. But they can function like a plunger. So even though they have these bristles here, once you compact it and you start doing a small thrust back and forth, it's going to act in a similar way to the plunger. So we have our blockage here. I'm going to do trick number 1, add a bit of water. We always want as much water pressure behind it as we can. And this one's going to cause a lot less splashing than the plunger as well. So not only is it easier to clean and handier, but it's going to cause less splashing, less mess. So we're going to go in there, I'm going to press it down, and then same sort of thing. It's just small thrusts. So I'm just going back and forth like a plunger, just a little bit faster because it's usually pretty light plastic. Blockage relief. So those are your 3 quick and easy tricks for unclogging a toilet. Combined, they should resolve 99% of your blockages. I hope they work for you, and thanks for watching.